Today is Monday, July 1st, and we're voting to send players to Texas. Between the Bases starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to an episode of Between the Bases podcast. My name is Noah. Alongside me is Mo. This is the last episode we are going to be doing for 28 days. The day we come back, we will maybe be doing a trade deadline special, but we're going to camp.
Maybe.
So maybe we're going to camp. So we thought we'd do something special for our last day in 28 days. We are going to be doing All-Star game voting to send players to Texas. Mo, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm gonna miss the podcast. Whole month. It's tough. But besides that, I'm doing pretty well. How
We
are you?
definitely in the winter we definitely went some months without doing it for a whole month. I'll find that. I think February we didn't doing it at all. So well, let's start with the All-Star game voting. Two players already locked in because they led the league in voting. So that's my captain, Aaron Judge, for the New York Yankees, and your captain, Bryce Harper, for the Philadelphia Phillies.
I'm not a Phillies fan, but okay.
So here for the AL voting, we're going to vote first baseman. Your candidates are Ryan Mountcastle and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
This year at first base hasn't been such a strong year. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's gotten hot as of late. Mountcastle's been more consistent, but for me right now, it's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. As a Yankee fan, I can say that.
These are two of my dogs because one of them I met once. Shout out Ryan Mountcastle. The other one is going to be on my team. He's going to be a future Yankee. But he's not a Yankee yet, so I don't have to feel honored to give Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to the Yankees. To the All-Star game. So I'm going to send Ryan Mountcastle, great guy. And his numbers have really looked the part this year. I know Vladdy's been heating it up in the past couple of weeks, but Mountcastle has been consistent all year, and I think that's
he's a good hitter.
That's what you're looking for in the All-Star game. I'm going to send Mountcastle.
But Vladdy's stats overall are better than Mountcastle's.
Yeah, but Mountcastle has felt more like an All-Star this year. Even though Vladdy's name, I think Vladdy's name's going to get him to the All-Star game.
Vladdy's name, yeah, it's the name. Yeah. It's true.
If we were voting not on names, which I'm taking away the name, it's Mountcastle. Second base for the AL. Your candidates are Jose Altuve, boo, and Marcus Semien.
Second base, I gotta go with Jose Altuve. Just I hate to say it as a Yankee fan, but I don't really think this one's particularly close. I think Altuve just had a much better year than Semien has.
On Altuve's deserved it. I'm going to go Altuve too. His numbers this year: 304 average, 13 homers, and 37 RBIs with an 822 OPS. Those are pretty solid. Those are pretty solid numbers. And the Astros haven't really been producing this year, except for the past week. So I think I'm going to send Altuve to the All-Star game.
Yeah, and also Semien's OPS is below 700, which is pretty horrible. I don't know why anybody would be voting for Semien except the fan base, the Ranger fan base.
Your second base for the NL, your options are second baseman from the Padres, Luis Arraez, or from the Arizona Diamondbacks, Ketel Marte.
I'm going to go with Ketel Marte just because of Ketel Marte could really do more, He's a good fielder. He has more than just singles than what Arraez has. He's really had a good year. He had a 19 game hit streak earlier in the year. He's been consistent all year. He's been the Diamondbacks' best hitter, arguably their best hitter this season. And I think he's a shortstop that will be not the second base. That'll be going for that now.
Can I just say something? Because you just said Arraez only hit singles.
I know. He doesn't actually.
During Ketel Marte's hit streak, all he hit was singles. He legit went one for 4 every game with just singles. I'm going to go Luis Arraez. I'm a big average guy. Average backs it up. His OPS, it's nowhere near Ketel Marte's. His RBI is nowhere near Ketel Marte's, and his homers are nowhere near Ketel Marte's. But I think Ketel Marte didn't get traded and had to go over to another team. I think Luis Arraez had to adjust, and he's adjusted pretty well, batting 314. So I'm going to go Luis Arraez. And third base, your AL options. Jose Ramirez and Jordan Westburg.
Jose Ramirez for sure.
I don't know how you cannot say Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez the past 6, 7 years, he's just been consistently a top 10 player in baseball. And he doesn't get, the attention he deserves because he plays in Cleveland, but he's a really, really good player and he's extremely consistent. I know this year the Guardians are finally having a really good season. It's Jose Ramirez is the main reason for that.
No disrespect to Jordan Westburg, but I think Jose Ramirez is 100 times better.
Yeah.
And then the NL race here is not even close. It's Alec Bohm over Manny Machado, and you cannot change my mind.
Alec Boehm. He's cooled off a bit as of late, but he still has had the much better year than Manny Machado. Manny Machado has not looked great the past 2 seasons. He's one of the more like overrated players in the league, in my opinion. He doesn't hustle anything. I don't know how you get that many votes because he's one of the more hated guys in the league. I'm surprised he got enough votes to make it to phase 2, but I think it's definitely Alec Boehm for me.
For shortstop, this is probably the toughest decision you're gonna have to make all day. Gunnar Henderson or Bobby Witt Jr.
Gunnar Henderson, not a tough decision. It's Gunnar Henderson. He leads. He has more WAR than Aaron Judge. Like, I'm not saying he's better than Aaron Judge, definitely not. But he's hitting 290, 20.
He's hitting he's
How many
288,
homers? 28, whatever. How many homers? 26 homers.
RBIs, 50,
One of the best defenders in the league.
homers, 58 RBIs.
Yeah, one of the best defenders in the league. Just a great all-around player. 5 tools. 5 tools. Does everything on the field. He's shortstop for the AL.
I'm going to go Gunnar too. And I think Bobby Witt is good, but I think Gunnar Henderson is really, really good. I think he's the second best player in the AL behind Aaron Judge. So got to rep the Orioles because of him. For the NL, their shortstop options are Mookie Betts and Trey Turner.
It's going to be Trey Turner because Mookie Betts is hurt. I think Mookie Betts has had a better year for when he was playing, but he's no longer playing, so Trey Turner gets the vote.
I mean, Trey Turner was also hurt for half the year. I think if Mookie Betts was healthy right now, which is not
he's not. Yeah,
I think it's Mookie Betts because you go to shortstop when you're putting up. He's an outfielder and he moved to shortstop and he's having one of the best seasons you can have.
Amazing.
But it's Trey Turner because Mookie Betts is hurt. Your catcher. This is I said shortstop is gonna be hard. Catcher again. It's two Royals and it's a Royal and an Oriole. It's Salvador Perez and Adley Rutschman. This is gonna be really hard to choose.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Adley. Salvador's had a great year. He has cooled off a bit lately, but I think Adley's the younger player. He's just more exciting, and he's really he's hitting like around 300 this year. He's solid power, solid defense. Salvador's just getting old. He's not. He doesn't have the power he used to have. He doesn't have the average. He's having pretty good average, like a batting average this year, but defense isn't what it was. Like he's a good player, but he's not. I don't think he's going to be the starting catcher for the AL.
If you look at their stats this year, Salvador Perez has 14 homers to Adley's 15. Salvador Perez has 52 RBIs to Adley's 55. And Salvador Perez's OPS is 824 to 820 and to Adley's 821 OPS. Their numbers are identical. The only thing I didn't say was average. And I think average is the one that's going to sway me because average for Adley Rutschman is 294 to Salvador Perez is 281. So besides for their numbers being almost identical, the average is what's going to sway me to Adley Rutschman. I'm going to vote Adley Rutschman.
And the defense too. Adley's is better.
Catcher for the NL, there's no way you're voting JT Realmuto. You're taking William Contreras over JT Realmuto.
Yeah.
The outfield, you're voting for 2 players in the AL because my captain, your captain also, Aaron Judge, got voted in already with the most votes. He's been on a historic pace, going to break 62 again. But I think if you say anyone but Steven Kwan and Juan Soto here, like, come on, what are you doing?
I think it's tougher than that. I think Kyle Tucker's had a phenomenal year.
He's hurt.
Really great year. He's hurt. Okay. But no, I know, but just talking about like who's played the best so far, like Kyle Tucker's been unreal this year for the Astros. You can make the argument he's been better than Jordan was. But yeah, just what Steven Kwan's doing, hitting 370, 7 homers, OPS near 1,000, and then Juan Soto just having probably the best year of his career, excluding the COVID season. I think it has to be Kwan and Soto.
I mean, Juan Soto is probably the third best player in the AL? Second? I think it goes Judge, Gunnar, Soto.
Yeah, that's
no disrespect to Soto, but I think Gunner's better than him. Yeah. And I'm a Yankee fan. In the NL, who are you going to choose? Your options are Castellanos, Teoscar Hernandez, Brandon Marsh, Jurickson Profar, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Christian Yelich.
I got Yelich and Profar. Profar is just having an insane year, something that nobody saw coming, hitting for average, hitting for power, playing great defense. He's had a great year. And then Yelich, he's had a bit of a resurgence this year. He's hitting well over 300. He's solid power, he's solid defense, just having a great year, and it has to be those two for me, in my opinion.
I mean, you look at those 5 guys and you say anyone but those 2 and you're crazy because I don't understand. I don't understand how these people got voted in. No other person on this list is even close to their numbers. The closest you get is Fernando Tatis Jr., and he hasn't had that good of a year yet.
It's the reason they got voted in for Teoscar is because it's just the fan bases. Brandon Marsh, big fan
Yeah.
base. Castellanos, same fan base. Teoscar, big fan base. The Fernando Tatis Jr. is one of the biggest names in baseball. He's extremely marketable. I think that's why they got voted in. It's not because of how they played this year.
Yeah, and for your designated hitter, Giancarlo Stanton would be on this list, but he's hurt, and I would vote Giancarlo Stanton. But let's stop talking about Yankees. Nobody wants to hear about the Yankees, Noke. All right, designated hitter, your options in the AL: Yordan Alvarez or Ryan O'Hearn.
Yordan Alvarez.
I agree. Yordan Alvarez. I don't know how he's never won an MVP yet. Obviously, everyone in the AL is better. But he's an incredible player. Yeah. Incredible. And then the NL, if you say Kyle Schwarber, then you're crazy. It's obviously Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, it's unreal year.
And then this is not, you can't vote for the starting pitcher, but right now, who the starting pitcher in the ALB?
I think Seth Lugo.
I would say Tariq Skubal. I think I know Lugo's numbers look better, but I think Skubal has been the better pitcher. And I think Skubal's going to start the All-Star game. It's either going to be Skubal or Burns.
If it was 3 weeks ago, I would have said Luisio, but he struggled.
Well, that's also Yankee bias in you. That's the Yankee bias.
Not a Yankee bias. He was the best. He pitched the best the first 2 months, and then he's got roughed up a bit the last few weeks. But like 3 weeks ago, would have been Luisio.
What about in the NL?
In the NL, it's tough. Ranger Suarez, Shorty Managa both started out really hot, but they both gotten roughed up a bit lately. I think it still will be Ranger Suarez. I don't think it'll be Shota. He's just been pretty bad recently, but Ranger had one bad start. I think it'll be him.
And before we go, I want to cover his topic because it's their last day in 28 days. So why not? I want to cover Wyatt Langford hit a cycle yesterday on national TV against the Orioles. Do you think the Orioles got the straw on ESPN? And obviously the Yankees got the straw on ESPN whenever they play on ESPN, except for that Dodgers game. Yeah. Do you think that the curse on playing on national TV is real?
No.
Obviously, it's not.
I don't believe in any curse.
I just
bring that up. I don't believe in anything like that.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Trade deadline special when we come back. The Yankees go Reds, Red Sox, Orioles, Rays. I think they play the Rays twice in there. Red Sox again, Mets, Phillies. We'll be back after that stretch. I'll be back for the home run derby. Maybe I'll be tweeting at you guys. I won't. So I'll see you guys later and enjoy the month off with that Between the Bases. And remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in a month. See you.